What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. So, we have a knife coming in from Tuya Knives, and I am really excited about this one. So massive shout out to Dave for sending this guy along, Dave Warren at Tuya. This is called the Shocker, guys, and this thing looks extremely interesting. And we'll pull out a couple of the other designs that we've checked out just recently from Tuya, and they have all been very, very nice. So let's take a zoomy zoom. That way we can get a little closer of a look. Now this is called the Shocker, and this bad boy is perfectly centered up using all of that handle that it could definitely use. We have a nice orange peel finish to this titanium handle. We got some cutouts here. We have a geared titanium backspacer. Looks nice. It's protruding a little bit. We have a milled, gold-washed, orange peel textured titanium clip. And we'll bring out the other knife here in a moment, but this almost has like a gold, like a very light gold finish, if you will. The orange peel, it's hard for the camera and the light to pick it up, but it almost has like a gold wash to it. And then there is our beautiful blade. So this is a nasty looking drop point. We have this kind of, I don't know, we have this, it almost looks like a reverse harpoon, if you will. Like it really wanted to be a trailing point almost, but the way it does kind of clip up there. It does kind of clip to that tip. But this is going to be, I think, a nice area there, yeah, to get up on that tip and use this in a very precise manner. And then here's something else I love that Tuya's been doing is not only are they chamfering that lock bar, but they're also putting jimping on there. And I think that makes for an extremely comfortable and easy disengagement. I gotta say, guys, the last 4 models that I've gotten in from Tuya have just been spectacular. I mean, just very well finished, everything properly fit. Edges came nice and sharp. The action is very nice. Detents are all on point. Just a spectacular show that Tuya's been putting on. And they have a couple of different designs that look just extremely interesting. Now this bad boy is going to be coming in 20 CV. So a little bit different than a couple of their other models. We've seen S90V. Have we seen, what else have we seen? A lot of S90V, which I'm not complaining about. We'll go ahead before we get into some of the functionality and utility of these. This was the very first one out of this group that we unboxed, and this is the Wrath version 2, or the Wraith version 2. I think it's the Wrath, but just a beautiful looking design. I've been using it a little bit, handling it, so it's got some markings and prints on it, but that should all come off. Anyway, just great fit and finish, great design. Like I said, that chamfer and the jimping on the lock bar, just a great touch. This thing, very well tuned. Love this blade shape and the dual grind there. Just a awesome, awesome knife. You'll be seeing the first unboxing for this, which by the time you're seeing this has been up for a little while. And then this one has been, you know, this has been probably my favorite. This is called the Voodoo. And this is coming in S90V as well. Where is the marking? It's kind of hard to pick it up in this lighting. Right there, S90V. Beautiful satin finish on this guy. I love this knife. Nice full finger choil, but point being, guys, they are putting out some smackers lately, and they have been for the last year, actually, as a matter of fact. They've been really putting out some spectacular models, and they're in great materials, and they're very well finished, and they come in at a very, very reasonable price point. So let's see what this guy looks like in the pocket. Nice retention there on the pocket clip, and we'll basically have the standard layout for a milled clip. You'll have a little bit poking out of the pocket there. Good place to wrap the finger and pull this guy out of the pocket or put it back in the pocket. Let's see if we can, oh yeah, we can thumb flick this guy out. There's a little bit more light for you. Let's see what this guy looks like on some paper here. Some very thin magazine paper. Yeah. Very nice. Just wants to bite in. Hoo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, that's got a nice edge on it. We can grab some cardboard too. We'll just cut a few pieces here and see what we got. Diagonally against the grain. Pretty thick cardboard, actually. Yeah, handling it very nicely. That jimping is nice right here. And then if you climb up, you do have a kind of a neutral spot to put your finger if you have something a little bit more, you know, fine detail work that you might need to do. You can climb up there right behind that edge. You wouldn't want to get into anything too crazy, but you can definitely climb up there behind that edge. This is very softened down, so you can get right up there behind that edge if you needed to, right? But I think the standard grip here on this guy is very, very comfortable. Now, this is not going to be a big knife. The Voodoo here, I believe, should be even bigger than, and these guys have a very similar look as far as the handle and the blades. They kind of have a two-tone look to them with the vertical and horizontal satins, which they both have, and then they both have an orange peel finish to them that has like a gold accent. I think it looks really good. It's better than that, than the regular Bead Blast, if you will. The Bead Blast orange peel finish, that, you know, and that still looks good. I just like that little accent of color. I think it looks really good, and when you have them in hand, it looks even better. It just gives it that nice little tint. The camera does an okay job of picking it up. And here it is up against the Wraith V2, which is got a similar two-tone finish with horizontal and vertical flats, horizontal and vertical winds. And it's going to be a little bit bigger than, this is the Shocker. Yes, the Shocker with orange peel titanium, 20 CV, hand satin flats, and then we have the vertical flats on the primary. This is a good looking knife, guys, and this is going to be in a lot of people's wheelhouses for its size. It's not overly big, but even if you have like XL sized hands, you're going to fit on this guy pretty comfortably. Even if you're in the choked back grip here or the standard grip, this nice little slant here, I can perfectly get my pinky on there. Now, for me, you know, I could carry this as a primary, no problem. But typically, this would kind of be my secondary knife, you know, as far as the size. I do prefer, for a primary anyway, something a little bit more substantial, you know, and then this would be actually a very nice 1-2 punch with this Wharncliffe-esque style blade and then this drop clip point type of blade here. Very unique blade shape here. I really like this design. That's a fairly, because right at the tail end, it goes up here, it starts to flare up. Instead of staying directly down, it kind of tips up there, and it gives you that clip point kind of look. But it's very low or in line with the pivot, so it's not too high, it's not too low. It's very centered with the pivot, so it will be and stay nice and low for you, and it'll be a decent knife. You know, not the best knife, not, you know, compared to something extremely low like this guy here, but the way it's designed, it should make for fairly easy, precise, detailed type cuts. Lockup is looking good there. The centering was dead on as well. Detent is tuned nicely. Yeah, I mean, Tuya, guys, was a sleeper for me, actually. They're a company I admittedly hadn't heard of much of or heard much about, right? Up until it's been about a year now that I had my eyes on Tuya, got my first Tuya, and then realized, man, these guys are putting out some good quality stuff here at a great price tag. Something like this, I always say, you know, like something like this from Kubey Knives would be, you know, $300 easy. And these are going to be in the 200s. So the mid 200s. I'm not 100% sure on the price. I will have it linked down below the Tuya website. But typically, you get a way better bang for your buck with Tuya than a lot of other places. And like I said, they're doing just amazing finishes on this stuff. I mean, look at that grind. Look at the grind lines in this thing. Just absolutely beautiful. And then you have the hand satin flats. It just shines. It goes together so well, especially when the light hits it just right. You can really tell the contrast between the two. Looks really, really good. This is a design between this and the Voodoo. I figured the Wrath V2 would be very good, but these are two that looked really good and I hoped was going to be really good, and they are spectacular, guys. You know, just depending on what your flavor is. Do you like a little bit of a 3-inch or so knife? Now, this doesn't have a ton of cutting edge, probably very similar to this guy, maybe even a little less, but you have this massive finger choil, which I don't mind that at all. It gives you the ability to have a ton of control over that blade, and that's plenty of blade there to do anything that you would need to do with a folder. But just really depends on what your style and size is, because they have a little bit of everything there at Tuya as far as blade shapes, handle patterns, and handle options. You know, as far as what materials they use, they keep the show side of the blades clean, even the pivots clean. They just have the little Tuya mark there on the clip side, which I think is absolute money. That is where any branding, anything, you know, steel marking, anything, that's where it should be. You know, we should have the designer's mark, the steel, and that should be about it. If you want to put your company's logo or tag somewhere close and small, then fine. But we need to get out of that state of putting stuff on the show side, in my opinion. And even I do prefer, if they're going to do something, make it really small and out of the way. And there are some companies that pull that off very well. But I would prefer if nothing be there at all, like here on the Wraith. They have it very small and out of the way. You can barely see it right there underneath the thumb stud. That's fine. You know what I mean? You don't even notice that that's there. But it just looks so much cleaner without anything being on the show side of the blade. And this is very nice. It's got a satisfying, like, boop, nice little click and audible sound. Drop to your thumb and bounce, and then just one shake, and this thing is going home. 2 or 3 little light shakes will send it home. Yeah, this thing is, whew, I love this. You guys will have to let me know what you think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. That is the Tuya Shocker. We also checked out the Voodoo and the Wraith V2. That'll wrap this one up, guys. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. And if you're new to the G-Ball Vision channel, make sure you are subscribed. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, that'll wrap this one up. Shout out to Tuya for sending these in. I will throw a couple new videos up here around the screen. Go check one of them out, and I will catch you on the next one.